So we're here today at the Lineman's Training Center at the back of the Service Center, and we're here to talk about NBU's new drone program. And today I'd like to introduce Mike Wiley to you. So
Good
Mike,
afternoon.
Yeah, tell everybody who you are and what you do.
My name is Mike Wiley. Been with Braunfels Utilities for 20 years now, 17 in the engineering department, last 3 in GIS. Now I'm starting a new program with the company, flying drones. I passed my FAA certification, so I'm a licensed pilot and looking forward to the new adventure.
So I've worked with you for a while, and so I know that you actually had a gig at the AT&T Center, right?
Yes, sir.
And
yes,
so
sir.
you ran security?
I ran security at the AT&T Center for the San Antonio Spurs. Got a chance to do 3 different Super Bowls in my career there.
3 Super Bowls?
3 Super Bowls.
Wow.
Yeah, very, very fun.
And okay, so tell me about some of the craziest concerts. Who are some of the big names that you had come through there?
You know, I've had people ask me that before, and actually, it's not the rock or the country or the rap shows, it's the small kid shows. It's the Barneys, it's the Miley Cyrus, the young kid shows are the craziest because the kids, you really can't control them. It's rough. It's rough.
I've been told, and I agree with this, that if we really wanted to take in a foreign country, we just send toddlers in because everybody would lay down their arms. Who wants to deal with that?
I agree, 100%.
Yeah, okay. All right, and you've got another grandbaby coming.
Yep, number 3 is on the way.
September.
Very proud, grandpa. Yep.
So we're recording this August. It's sunny and hot, but in September.
Absolutely. September, second week of September, he should be here.
All right, well, that's exciting.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's talk about drones. Now, you mentioned that you've got an FAA license.
Yes, sir.
Turn around. Let everybody see the back of your shirt. I think it even says FAA certified, baby. Look at that. So what? Yeah, there you go. So what did you have to do to get that?
Woo. Test. We had to learn about basically becoming a weatherman, a pilot, air inversions, temperature degree inversions. It's a very, very difficult test.
Wow.
I struggled, but I got it.
So you had some like meteorology and how fluids work and how things fly?
Right. Basically, it's the same course that they teach a pilot, an airplane pilot, minus the instrumentation.
Oh my goodness.
So
that's pretty cool.
It's the same. They have to go through the same.
So what are some things that we got? I don't know, y'all probably can't see that yet, but we got a drone over here on the ground. What are some things that you use this for to help NBU?
Okay, what this is going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to check all of our assets. We're going to be able to inspect lines, towers, and the amount of savings that this thing can produce is really phenomenal. Instead of actually getting on people's property, we're going to be able to stay on our easement side, take care of a line without having to send any kind of equipment or men onto somebody's property and find potential issues.
My goodness, so big cost savings.
Absolutely.
Big efficiency.
Yes, sir.
Great gains. So what are some examples? Have you looked at any distribution circuits lately?
Yes, we did some inspections of our HR22 line. They were having some issues with. We were able to get some pictures of some of the assets that we have along that line and bring those back into the GIS department and look for any kind of issues that we were having with the line.
Okay, so you bring that footage in, and the folks in GIS, then they bring that into their system, and they have an opportunity to take a look at it.
Yes, sir.
And I guess they can load that into the database, right? So if you ever want to pull up that asset in GIS, there's your video.
Absolutely. Once we start inspecting our lines, like after we've done this for a while, we're going to be able to inspect our whole service area, and we're going to have all this data and these pictures in our service department and in our computer systems for anybody to view.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I think about years past where we'd have to go into Google Maps or, and look at Street View, and hopefully you can see whatever it is that you're looking for.
Correct.
Hopefully the Google camera has captured it, but not anymore.
Right.
We'll have our own footage.
And in some areas you have, like particularly large ranches and stuff, that we have long spans going over, and it's almost impossible to get a truck or a unit in that area. We're going to be able to fly this now, see if we have any kind of vegetation encroachment, any kind of power line issues. This camera's also got the availability to pick up hot spots in the line so we can catch a potential overload before it happens.
Oh wow. That's incredible. And what about on the water assets? Have you done anything with water?
Haven't had a chance to do anything with water yet. We have flown over our new wastewater facility, and we're trying to make a timeline right now of when we started construction. We've been taking pictures every so often, so that way by the end of construction we can put together a timeline and everybody will get to see what it was like from start to finish.
Oh, I can think of that being helpful years down the road, decades down the road. They want to ask, well, how did they build this? Where is this located? Well, we pull up the footage, right?
Absolutely.
Right. Have you looked at any tanks, water towers?
Yes, we have. We've inspected a couple of water towers. We have cell phone companies that actually use our water towers for their antennas, and this enables us to go up and make sure everything's where it's supposed to be, and we can check for any kind of issues we have up there with birds, nesting, any kind of issue. We can get these photos back in to the people that need to look at them.
I mean, talk about cost savings, right? If you want to get up and inspect a tower, that's a tremendous effort to go in, because we don't let folks climb towers
right.
at NBU. So what a great opportunity to get the drone up there.
Absolutely.
Okay, what else? Anything else about the drone that folks might want to know? Anything interesting about it?
Another interesting thing that we can do is in our part of the area where we live in, we deal with all kinds of floods and rains and stuff. Any kind of a weather event, it's not a matter if it's going to happen, but when. We can also utilize this to check our assets, any kind of a potential issue we have with bad weather, and this can actually assist in that without having to get people out in a dangerous area. We can fly this drone over and see what's going on from the air.
So prior to getting involved in this at NBU, had you ever flown a drone, just a kid's drone or anything?
I had not, and it was a little intimidating, but once I had all the schooling, I went to various classes, hands-on, it's just second nature now. I think it's going to be a great thing for NBU.
So, last question I got for you. So, when you went through all the training and education on it, does anything that really stands out that surprised you that you just didn't know before, and now that you've gone through it, you do know?
Honestly, the surprising thing was the intimidation of actually flying it. I think everybody has that. They taught us that as well. Once you start actually doing it, though, you start learning that it's really not that hard. It's really not that hard. These things are built with such technology nowadays, they can almost fly autonomously by programming.
Oh, wow.
So that's what really surprised me about the whole thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, can we see liftoff?
Absolutely.
All right, let's watch this thing go.
Here we go.
Take off. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
All right. Good deal, man. Can you push a button and make it land without using any controls?
Yes, you can.
Go home.
Go home.
I'm doing nothing.
Nice. It's just got some safe rate of descent programmed in there that it follows, huh?
Yeah, of course it's always just a tad off, but
Yeah.
pretty much takes off from its GPS point that it took
Nice.
when it took off. That way, if you ever lose any connectivity, something goes wrong, technology, signals happen, you just hit this, it comes back to where it was.
Hey, listen, I know we've got a lot going on. We're growing. This is a bustling community right now, and everybody in the company is doing great work, and I appreciate everything that you're doing for NBU and for our community.